fight for you. I always do until my heart is black and blue.
Rise and shine, Coal City! Yeah! Get your mind right, let's go! This is Good Morning Coal City! Your everyday morning show that puts you in the right frame of mind to accomplish greatness. Join Chike and Esther every weekday on 106.9 FM. Good morning, Coal City!
So we just.
All right, good morning and welcome to Good Morning Coal City right here on 106.9 FM Going in Radio. How you doing this beautiful Wednesday morning, the 29th day of April? Esther, how you doing this morning?
Well, I'm doing good. Today is a beautiful day. Today is the second to the last day of the month of April, and
Esther,
I'm
you're counting down
excited
like
to
me,
finish
oh.
out. I don't know
started
the
counting
reason
down
I'm
like me.
counting down because next month is quite important to me.
Oh, yes. It's your
Right.
it's
My
a
birth
month.
month, so I'm
Yeah.
excited to be turning a year older, and
Child.
yeah, I'm just grateful for everything how far I've come, and yeah, 50 is the code, guys. 50 is the code. So yeah,
Of
I'm
course, we're gonna have a fabulous, in fact, a swell time celebrating Easter when the
Aw.
time comes. We are preparing, we are getting ready,
Oh.
we are articulating every single thing that we're going to use to make it a memorial celebration, right?
and I'm excited. I can't wait.
All right, good morning, Core City, and welcome to your favorite show, Good Morning Core City, right here on 106.9 FM Go, you know, radio, the heartbeat of dialogue. And of course, it's a very beautiful Wednesday morning, and it's always me, Chike, and Esther, the lady with a golden voice in the
Got
studio.
that right? Yeah.
All right. Remember, you can always watch recap of this show on YouTube at GOU Radio 106.9 FM, as well as on Facebook at 106.9 Go in the Radio. And of course, we will want to know what you feel. Drop your comments. We want to hear from you and know exactly how you feel about the show and how you feel about yourself, as well as how you feel about the top stories we're going to be reading out for you this morning. And as we always do it every beautiful morning, Esther is going to tell us how we're supposed to feel this morning. It's always magical hearing Esther tell us what we're supposed to feel every morning. And then afterwards, we are going to look at what the weather has for us. Esther somehow got it wrong yesterday, but today
Yeah.
we're going to get it right. Yeah,
We have to get it
She
right.
gave me...
It's not my fault.
Yeah,
Climate
yeah.
failed me.
You know, I have faith. I had faith.
He actually
When you
had
were
faith.
telling me there will not be rain, I told
think
you, no,
your
Allah.
faith that jinxed it for me. But anyways,
Abi.
we're glad for the rain yesterday.
All right, and then afterwards, we're gonna short break, and when we come back, we'll look through our top 10 stories for today. But meanwhile, Esther is ready kicking and is quite ready to tell us how we're supposed to feel this beautiful Wednesday morning. Esther?
Good morning, Cosity, and happy Wednesday, the 29th of April, 2026. I mean, can you believe it? We are in the second to the last day of April, and we just had one more day, and this month becomes a memory. Now, before we rush into May, I want you to pause for a moment and reflect, right? How has April been for you? What have you learned? What have you overcome? What goals have you started pursuing? And if your month didn't go exactly as planned, don't be discouraged, okay? There is still time to finish strong. There is still time to make meaningful decisions. There is still time to reset your mindset. This morning, refuse to move through life casually, okay? Be intentional every single day of your life. Your time matters, your effort matters, your discipline matters. There are dreams you've spoken about, there are goals you've written down, there are prayers you've whispered quietly. Now, I want you to keep showing up for them every single day, every single moment you can find. And if progress has felt slow lately, please hear me out. It just shows that progress can be slow sometimes, okay? You're not behind, you're not falling, or you're not failing. You're growing in ways you may not even see yet. And yes, you can do anything you put your mind to do, as long as you focus, you stay disciplined, and of course be courageous every single day. Now today, give your best, aim for excellence, and fight for the future you want. And from my heart to yours, and from both I and Chike here, we're wishing you strength for the day, clarity, and determination to close April beautifully. Good morning, Coast City. Finish strong. May is waiting.
Yeah, finish strong. I love that last line. Finish strong. May is waiting.
Very
Yes.
important.
And then because it's the best month like this, we're not
It's
going to hear
waiting
word
for
again.
me.
We're not going to hear word again. But no, thank you so much, Esther, for that beautiful piece.
It's my pleasure.
It's
Thank
always
you.
beautiful, actually.
I'm
Mhm.
glad.
Try.
There's a way he described it at the beginning. He said magical. I was like, ooh.
It is.
I like the sound of that.
It is actually. It's magical. All right, this
Wow.
is the Good Morning City, and that was the morning motivation from Esther. Thank you so much, Esther, for that beautiful piece.
Thank you.
Remember, you can always join us live on YouTube. Actually, we're not live on YouTube at the moment, but of course, a recap of this show will be on YouTube in an hour's time, just after the show, at GOE Radio 1069 FM, and on Facebook and Instagram at 1069 Going the Radio. Up next is comprehensive weather report.
That's
by
right.
Esther.
Let's hope it's going to be comprehensive.
It is. It is.
All right. As usual, we're going to be starting with Lagos. Lagos is predominantly cloudy this morning with brief intervals of sunshine coming out later in the morning. So they're expecting a warm and a humid start to their day. And by afternoon, there will be high chances of isolated thunderstorms and moderate rain later in the evening. Now, high humidity can cause heat rashes and exhaustion. Therefore, wear loose-fitting cotton clothes and stay in well-ventilated areas if you're in Lagos. I'm moving on to Ibadan. Ibadan is mostly cloudy with occasional sunshine breaking through during the morning hours. And by afternoon, thunderstorms are likely later in the day across Oyo State with moderate rainfall expected. Now, there will be sudden rainfall after intense humidity, which can trigger flu symptoms. Now, keep an umbrella handy and avoid staying in wet clothes for too long. In Port Harcourt this morning, it's quite cloudy, and there's actually chances of light showers later in the morning, this morning. By afternoon, they'll be expecting or experiencing heavier rainfall and thunderstorms across the city and surrounding areas. And in Abuja, the federal capital, it's partly cloudy, and they'll be having sunny intervals later this morning. By afternoon, thunderstorms with moderate rainfall expected across the capital and neighboring states. Now, one thing about this storm is that there are dusty winds that will often come alongside it. So if you have asthma, make sure you keep your windows shut when winds become intense. Now moving on to Kano. Kano is quite sunny and hazy this morning. By afternoon, they'll be experiencing extreme heat. Temperatures will rise to 41 degrees Celsius. And by afternoon, they'll be having clear skies, but very warm nighttime temperatures. Like as usual, Kano is a heat stress territory. So if you're there, make sure you take plenty of water. And finally, here at home in Enugu, we're experiencing cloudy skies and of course sunny intervals this morning. By afternoon, there will be strong chances of thunderstorms with moderate rain across the city. We just have to watch and see, and make sure you stay prepared for any change in weather. Cotton clothing. Make sure it's breathable. Make sure you're comfortable, and of course, make sure you stay hydrated throughout the day. And that is your comprehensive weather report for today.
All right, thank you so much, Esther, for that comprehensive one. And of course,
my pleasure.
Today, Esther is more than accurate.
Amen. Let's hope. I hope Nimet's forecast doesn't fail me this time around. Anyways.
All right, this is the Good Morning Call. So we're gonna go on a short musical break with this one from Flavor Osiso, and when we come back, we'll look through our top 10 stories for today.
Chike, you haven't played any song from Flavor lately.
You've always been complaining that I always play Flavor song.
No, you can't.
So
play.
I wanted to go on a short break, and a short long break, a
With
short and
Flavor.
long break with
Okay.
Flavor.
Cool,
All right,
let's do that.
enjoy this one. We'll be right
Osiso,
back,
Osiso.
and when we come back, Good Morning Call City continues.
Yeah.
You're now tuned in to Go Uni Radio.
I no get time to check time. No time. Delay is dangerous. If they owe me, pay me now. Now, because time na money. Yeah, lele. perfect time. You better join the moving train. Because time na money. Yeah, time no dey wait for no one. Do well before them say farewell. I no get time to check time. No time. Delay is dangerous. If you dey owe me, pay me now. Nah. Because time na money. Yeah, time no dey wait for no one. Do well before them say farewell. To make a living every day, I'm always on the move. I know they look another man, I'm always on my lane. I don't go chinting, I race to go, you know go. They know they stand for one place, see, they look masquerade. Woman was this son, woman was this son, woman was this son, woman was this son. We know the waste time. No time. Nah.
I'll say something. Yeah, we'll be one name. Well, I'll say sorry. Yeah, we'll be one name. Well, sorry.
This is to all the listeners, I hope you hear me though. This is Draghi and I'll speak kitty in stereo. There's no mistake, you're tuned in to Goyini Radio 106.9, that's what is trending though. There's no need for you to touch that dial, cause I'm giving you flows longer than the river Nile. Let me walk you through the aisle. I'm giving you styles, I'm giving you chills, I'm giving you smiles. I need you now to hear the heartbeat of dialogue. This is automatic, this is not analog. These words are deeper than the pages of a catalog. We're getting truths like the words from the synagogue. Goyini Radio, lock it in your stereo. 1, 2, 3, your pocket now is for your radio. Words from the wise, I hope you really hear me though. Draw can't speak style, hope you all get it though.
All right, welcome back to Good Morning Call City, and that was a Chai, you like that song?
Fast. Delay is dangerous.
Very,
If
very.
anything I go for the song is delay is dangerous, guys. So
All right, and that was Flavor on Osiso featuring the Caveman. All right, this is time for us to look through our top 10 stories for today. And Esther, are you ready, right?
I am ready. For the first story this morning, it says, police officer held after suspects killing in Delta. The story has it that the Delta State Police Command has arrested a police officer, ASP Nuhu Usman, over the killing of a 28-year-old suspect, Mene Ogidi, in Efurun, Delta State. Confirming the development in a statement on Tuesday, the State Police Public Relations Officer, SP Bright Edafe, stated that the incident occurred on Sunday when operatives attached to the area command, Efurun, acted on intelligence from members of the public. According to him, the deceased was apprehended while attempting to weigh-bill a parcel said to contain a Beretta pistol with 4 rounds of ammunition. Edafe added that operatives were deployed to the scene to take the suspect into custody. However, the officer leading the team allegedly discharged his firearm in violation of Force Order 237 and the standard operating procedure of the Nigeria Police Force, leading to the suspect's death. The Commissioner of Police, Delta State Command, has condemned in strong terms the extrajudicial killing of a suspect, Mene Ogidi, aged 28 years, which occurred on 26 April 2026 in Delta State. The unfortunate incident occurred when operatives attached to the area command received credible intelligence from members of the public regarding the deceased, who was reportedly apprehended while attempting to waybill a parcel containing a pistol with 4 rounds of ammunition. Now, police operatives were promptly deployed to the scene to take the suspect into custody. However, the police officer leading the team, ASP Nuhu Usman, in clear violation of the Force Order 237, discharged his firearm, leading to the death of the suspect. He added that the Commissioner of Police, Yemi Oyeniyi, had condemned the killing. He also noted that the CP immediately ordered the arrest of the officer and he's transferred to the state headquarters in Asaba for disciplinary action.
Yeah,
This
that
is not a case of self-defense.
which kind of
It's not
self-defense? It's just
self-defense. I
abuse
was
of power.
thinking,
It's
yeah.
either abuse of power,
extrajudicial killing, maybe.
extrajudicial killing comes from abuse of power, or a quest to hide or to cover up something.
Right.
So, and then unfortunately, the dude is dead. And this is not the first time we are having this level of unprofessionalism
When it comes to
by
police, right?
by
And
security
armed forces,
operatives, not just the police.
yeah.
And I'm glad that he was arrested. But I believe that if it didn't go viral, I think that nothing would have been done. But because it went
Right.
viral, I saw the video actually.
Oh,
It
okay.
went viral, and then
Usually
the
they could
police.
just sweep it under the carpet.
That's the usual thing.
But now they have
done
been
here
forced to show accountability.
It's unfortunate
for
though.
this.
It's actually
really
unfortunate.
Well, moving forward this morning.
All right, moving forward, our next story: alleged 1.6 billion naira fraud. EFCC rearraigns Bauchi Accountant General. The story has it that the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC) on Tuesday rearranged the Accountant General of Bauchi State, Siraj Jaja, alongside an unlicensed bureau de change operator Aliu Abubakar of Jasfad Resources Enterprises before Justice O.A. Egwato at the Federal High Court in Abuja over alleged fraud amounting to about 1.6 billion naira. According to a statement shared by the anti-graft agency, the duo were rearranged on an amended 5-count charge bordering on conversion of public funds belonging to Bauchi State government and money laundering to the tune of 1,635,270,350 naira 9 kobo. The commission explained that while the defendants were first arraigned on April 7, 2025, with Jaja listed as the first defendant and Abubakar as the second, the amended charge altered their positions. They were earlier arraigned on April 7, 2025, with Jaja as the first defendant, while Abubakar was the second. However, in the amended charge, Abubakar became the first defendant and Jaja the second, the statement added. As the resumed proceedings, prosecution counsel Abba Mohammed informed the court that a second amended charge had been filed and urged the court to take the defendant's plea. One of the counts reads that Aliyu Abubakar and Siraju Jaja between 29th October 2024 and 31st December 2024 did commit an offense to wit money laundering by converting the sum of 1,290,154,337,002 kobo of public funds belonging to Bauchi State government. Another count states that Aliyu Abubakar and Siraju Jaja between 3rd January 2025 and 14th March 2025 did commit an offense to wit money laundering by converting the sum of 426,116,013,007 kobo of public funds. Both defendants pleaded not guilty to all the charges.
Oh well, and the anti-corruption pursuit continues. I'm glad that this is someone that's in the top echelon in the society, and also they keep finding these people out because there are many of them there. They keep taking bribes, embezzling money, and I'm glad that at least they have found one person, and I just hope that justice will be
That's the
found,
thing.
will
Another
be
thing,
meted out.
I'm just hoping and praying that someday we'll come to the conclusion that we'll come to the realization that not just political solution could solve this. We need the political willpower, because political solution means that we can reach an agreement. Okay, now let's have an out of court settlement to return this amount of money, and then we'll let you go.
Yeah.
But political willpower means, Baba, we are not calling for any settlement. You've committed this crime, face the full wrath of the law, and if you're found guilty, you're sentenced to 100 years in prison, and all your property is confiscated.
Well, moving forward, the next story says EFCC chair He says 6 out of 10 university students are into Yahoo. The story has it that the executive chairman of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC), Olani Pekun Olukoyede, has raised alarm that about 6 out of every 10 students in Nigerian universities are involved in cybercrime. He said this at the 8th Biennial Conference of the Committee of Pro-Chancellors of State-Owned Universities in Nigeria held in Kano, themed Unlocking the Potentials of Artificial Intelligence, University Governance, Internationalization, and Rankings. Describing the trend as a sad development, the EFCC boss said findings from investigations and field operations by the commission revealed widespread involvement of undergraduates in internet fraud and related crimes. My research in the last 1 year has shown that about 6 out of 10 students in our universities are into cybercrime, and it is a very disturbing situation, he said. He disclosed that many of those arrested in recent cybercrime operations were students, adding that some had even compromised the integrity of the academic system by allegedly placing lecturers on their payroll. According to him, the situation reflects deeper systemic challenges, including weak oversight and vulnerabilities within university administration. Olukayode also cited a major operation in Lagos where 792 suspects linked to a transnational cybercrime syndicate was arrested, noting that a significant number of them were students. He said the operation, powered by artificial intelligence tools, exposed the scale and sophistication of cybercrime networks operating within and beyond Nigeria. The EFCC chairman further expressed concern over the growing trend of Yahoo Plus, where suspects combine internet fraud with fetish practices. He called on university authorities and governing councils to take urgent steps to curb the menace, including strengthening institutional controls and collaborating with law enforcement agencies. Olukayode urged pro-chancellors to establish AI-driven governance systems to enhance transparency, detect fraud, and improve financial accountability in universities. Chike, what do you think? 6 out of 10?
I think that's a bogus claim actually, because do you know what it means 6 out of 10 students?
That's.
But I know that
lot.
internet fraud is widespread in the country. But saying 6 out of 10 is actually a bogus claim.
But if that were true, because I think he's saying this out of like.
But I know he is saying it out of
research.
concern. It's not research. I don't think there's a research that produced 6 out of 10. But I think he's saying that of concern, and for the fact that vast majority of people that they arrest over internet fraud are students.
Right?
Yeah, that's one thing. And secondly, I understand the advice is given actually to university authority, but we know that this thing does not, the buck does not stop at the table of whoever is the administrator of any university. The buck stops on the table of who is our leader.
True.
The point
That's
is,
true.
if the country is working, a good number of youths will be productive. They will have more time trying to be productive, because the little salary you earn, the salary you earn will be able to meet basic needs.
Yeah,
But when basic things cannot be met by the salaries you earn, certainly everybody will be looking for ways out, because
That's
fraud,
true.
internet fraud, is quite predominant in yes, I know that Nigeria is actually not amongst the top 5 when it comes to internet fraud in the world. Actually,
okay.
Nigeria is not,
Oh,
it's
wow,
not
so
among
there are
the
people
top
who
5.
are actually
It's just that we are
worse.
the loudest.
Right.
Yeah, we are too loud about it. But then it means that, but look at the countries who are topping the chart when it comes to internet fraud. You see that these countries are where you see there's a lot of gap between the haves and the have-nots. So the point is, if we fix the core thing about this country, fix our
grassroots
economy,
level, yeah.
fix infrastructure, fix leadership, because you can't fix economy infrastructure without fixing the leadership.
True.
Fix leadership. You see that at least we empower agencies like EFCC, universities to step up their because even when you fix everything, there will still be greedy ones who also want to
That's
embark on
true.
it. So, but at least you see that you increase their ability to fight this thing and nib it on the board. But at the moment, I understand what the EFCC chairman is saying, and what he's saying is actually true, because vast majority of students are in it.
I mean, the fact that you want a flashy lifestyle.
Yeah,
you be
people
a
want,
mom,
because the idea of internet fraud is
Yeah.
just about buying the cars.
the cars,
Buying
carrying
the
the
cars you can
women.
maintain at the long run, actually, funny enough, and then carrying women.
Yes, actually.
That's the thing.
That's it. We got to be careful, because let's talk about Yahoo Plus now. people that they are combine fetish practices, ritual killings. Nobody is safe. If our youth, I mean, if this number is not like bogus, like you said, that means we are in for a very trying situation because we are dealing
No,
with
we're in
terrorism
because
already.
it's a
and then-
terrible thing because right now it's very very terrible. Right now, like it seems like every young person. In fact, it's actually even a win for you as a young person at the moment. As a young guy now to resist
I tell
the
you,
lure.
the fact that parents
be-
are even encouraging these things, like this
There's poverty in the land. There's poverty in the land. See,
Right
it's
now.
not like me trying to support it, but the fact remains that there's poverty in the land. And everybody are actually looking for
Find their
ways to make
right.
money and stand to make ends meet. But at the end of the day, you can't use wrong to justify wrong. That's the thing.
That's true. Oh.
All right, moving forward, we have the story. ASU threatens total strike in 4 state varsities over chronic neglect. All right, the story has it that the Calabar zone of the Academic Staff Union of Universities ASU has threatened a total and indefinite strike across 4 states universities over what it's called chronic neglect of its members. Ikechukwu Igwenyi, Calabar Zonal Chairman, issued the warning in a statement issued after its congress at the University of Cross River State, Unicross. The statement was signed by Igwenyi, National Officer of the Union, Dr. Happiness Udok, and the 8th branch chairman within the zone. The Calabar Zonal leadership of ASU sadly alerts well-meaning Nigerians that it cannot guarantee industrial harmony and should not be held responsible when internal mechanisms collapse, the statement said. The affected institutions are Abia State University, ABSU, Akwa Ibom State University, AKSU, Ebonyi State University, APSU, and Unicross, the University of Cross River. All right. This alarm is to warn the administrations, governing councils, and relevant government authorities that continued neglect of staff welfare and breach of signed agreements will push these universities to the brink of a total, comprehensive, and indefinite industrial action. The zone noted that since the 2009 FGN ASU agreement, only Unicross has recorded partial implementation. APSU, AXU, and APSU, he said, has not implemented any components, including payment of earned academic allowances, despite years of patience and uncommon maturity by our members. The university environment in these institutions has become untenable, he said. Our members are no less than their counterparts in other universities where the agreement has been fully implemented. It listed the zone's grievances to include non-payment of academic allowances, chronic salary delays, withholding of third-party deductions such as union dues, cooperative savings and AHF contributions, and the erosion of living standards amid record inflation. These branches incubate a catalogue of grievances that remain refrigerated and unaddressed, it said. It added that the union could no longer guarantee industrial peace while our members cannot afford basic cost of living. This is not merely a dispute over figures. It is a fight for the survival of the university system and the dignity of the men and women who sustain the future.
Omoye. Like, God, I beg. Now, this university, most of them, I think, they are 4, right? Most of them are almost, if not all of them, are actually in the southern part of this country.
And they're all state universities, actually.
They're all state universities. Like, why are we still here? Why are we still talking about this? This is tiring because at the end of the day, students are the one who bear the brunt of these problems.
Yeah,
eh?
yeah.
It's
4
not
years
nice
course turns to 6 years.
And then the people who even graduate, they're already seeing life. Life is already showing them shaggy. People now ask you questions like, what's even why should we even go to school anyways? Nigeria keeps saying, oh, we are encouraging education, but there's nothing to show for it. We cannot continue like this.
Until successive governments, until government starts taking education serious as it's
Seriously.
supposed to be, ASU certainly did. ASU
And
strike
stop
will never stop.
taking lip service at it all the time. Oh, education is good. Education, we need education for every citizen, but we're not seeing it on ground. Oh, it's well, oh. It's not well, but anyways, moving forward. Moving forward this morning, police confirmed suicide of police students in Ondo. The story has it that the police command in Ondo State has confirmed a suspected suicide incident at Emure Ile involving a 20-year-old student of Rufus Giwa Polytechnic, Owo, who was found dead in his residence. Awodi Emmanuel, who is the deceased, was a student of computer engineering in the institution, hung himself, according to data from a news agency. The incident occurred along Owolowo Road beside the Amotekun office. DSP Aboyomi Jimo said he confirmed the incident in a statement made available to newsmen on Tuesday in Akure. Jimo said police operatives promptly visited the scene where the body was recovered and deposited at the morgue for preservation and autopsy. Preliminary observation suggests a case of suicide. However, a thorough investigation is ongoing to ascertain the full circumstances surrounding the incident. The command commiserates with the family of the deceased and urges members of the public to seek support and speak up during moments of emotional distress, as help is always available, he said. Oh, this is quite tragic.
It is actually. It's very, very tragic. I mean, the soul of the students rest in peace. It just a
Amen.
lot of people they have a very fragile and they have a very fragile mind. And
Yes.
they can be vulnerable even with the slightest disappointment in life. But it's well. I mean, so rest
That's
in
why we
peace.
need each other. Whenever you are down, you just need your neighbor to help you come up. I mean, bring
But
you
when
up, right?
when your neighbor is busy with other things, with
Yeah, everybody's busy. Oh. That's why you have to be very careful with finding.
and then you need to be careful. You need to build your mind too.
True, you have to build your mind. Yes.
That's the thing.
Oh, this is sad.
All right, moving forward. Police EFCC rescue 14 kidnapped victims from Calabar Oron waterways. All right, the story has it that the police, in collaboration with operatives of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC), have successfully secured the release of 14 victims abducted by sea pirates along the Calabar Oron waterways. Force Public Relations Officer DCP Anthony Okon Placid said on Tuesday that the victims were rescued following sustained intelligence-driven operations, robust interagency collaboration, and coordinated tactical efforts targeting criminal elements operating within the maritime corridor. Acting on credible intelligence, joint operatives intensified surveillance and conducted targeted operations across identified flashpoints, and leading to the safe rescue of all victims without harm. The rescued victims are currently undergoing medical evaluation and necessary debriefing, after which they will be reunited with their families.
Thank goodness the victims were rescued. And honestly, I have to applaud the security cooperation between the EFCC and the police in this state. And then we are seeing very clearly how these criminal networks, how they are getting so evolved. So our security agencies need to be like one step ahead of them all the time. But this is a good one, and I just hope that for every kid, God, it's not like we're praying for kidnapping. I'm just hoping that there will be more rescues.
You don't have to
from
pray
our
for it. It's
operatives.
happening already.
It's happening already.
It's happening.
Yeah. Moving forward this morning, 3 jailed, 97 years for abduction in Ekiti. The story has it that an Ekiti State High Court sitting in the Ado Ekiti Division on Monday sentenced 3 persons to 97 years imprisonment without an option of fine for kidnapping, armed robbery, and unlawful possession of offensive weapons. The convicts are Augustine Abubo, sentenced to 40 years, Adeniyi, sentenced to 25 years, and Ademo Gabriel, sentenced to 32 years. The court, however, discharged and acquitted 3 other defendants, Ogungbemi Benga, Monday Raki, and Oseni Mutairu, for the prosecution's failure to prove the charges of conspiracy, kidnapping, armed robbery, and unlawful possession of dangerous weapons against them. The 6 defendants were arraigned before Justice Adeniyi Familoni on August 11, 2023, on a 6-count charge bordering on conspiracy, kidnapping, armed robbery, and unlawful possession of offensive weapons, among others. The charge stated that the defendants, on June 6, 2022, conspired to rob one Ajibade Adeleke of 15,000 naira on December 20, 2022, at Itapaji, Ekiti, robbed one Lieutenant Victoria Esape, who is retired, of 40,000 naira, and also kidnapped her on the same date. It further stated that they kidnapped Ajibade Adeleke while armed with guns and cutlasses during the operations. They also alleged that they had 3 long-barrel guns, live cartridges, and expanded cartridges found in their possession without licenses. This is a good one. Justice has been what's the word?
What's the word? Justice has been served, right?
Yes, justice has been served. And this is a good one. The fact, I just like the way that we are just cracking down on these criminal elements, finding these people. And just like I said earlier, we just hope that more of this keep coming and that people receive the punishment that is due to them.
Yeah, of course, you're right. All right, moving forward. Tinubu picks nomination forms, boasts he will contest, win. All right, the story has it that President Bola Tinubu has picked the All Progressives Congress APC expression of interest and nomination forms, boasting that he will contest and win. The nomination forms to contest the 2027 presidential election was purchased on his behalf by the House of Representatives member for Ikeja Federal Constituency, James Abiodun Faleke, in Abuja yesterday. He claimed that Nigerians and many support groups pooled funds to raise the 100 million naira used in purchasing the nomination form, emphasizing that it was done on behalf of Nigerians. The national leadership of the APC, the National Working Committee, led by the Deputy National Chairman North, National Chairman North, Ali Bukar Dalori, National Women Leader Dr. Mary Ali Idele, and others presented the forms to Faleke at the Abuja Continental Hotel's venue of the state of the forms by 1:15 p.m. Speaking to newsmen shortly after picking the forms, he dismissed the insinuations that an individual person purchased the forms, emphasizing that it was done on behalf of Nigerians.
Oh well, we're just gonna be here watching and seeing what the political architecture will be this year, and of course as we approach election next year. And just like he's boasting, Peter Obi and Atiku, they're also doing their own thing with their alliance and all that. So yeah, just seeing the political tension build up. We'll just watch and see while we get ready to cast our votes. Come 2027
of course,
election.
certainly, of course.
Yeah, to the next story this morning, we see Israeli strikes kill Hamas commander and others in Gaza. The story has it that Israeli strikes on the Gaza Strip killed 5 people on Tuesday, including a Hamas commander and a 9-year-old boy, Palestinian sources said. Despite an October ceasefire, the Palestinian territory remains gripped by daily violence as Israeli strikes continue, with both the military and Hamas accusing one another of breaking the truce. Gaza's Civil Defense Agency said 4 people were killed and 6 others injured when a drone fired 2 missiles at a car in Gaza City's western Al-Rimal neighborhood. A Gazan security source identified 2 of the victims as Hamas commander Iyad Shanbari and his son Salah. He did not mention the other 2 people, and there was no immediate reaction from Hamas. The Israeli army briefly confirmed they did strike a terrorist there, saying they will provide further details later. In a separate incident, the Civil Defense Agency said 9-year-old Adel al-Najjar was killed when an Israeli drone strike took place alongside artillery shelling east of Khan Yunis. The army said a suspect in the area of the Yellow Line approached troops, posing an immediate threat and entered a building which was then hit by the Air Force. But following a review, a spokesman said it became clear that an uninvolved individual entered the structure and was likely injured as a result. On Monday, Gaza medics said they received the body of 15-year-old Ayam Omari, who was shot dead in the northern town of Beit Lahia. This is really sad. I'm just sick and tired of the wars. I know these things have to happen because of, the tensions and everything. But this fact that people are dying, kids are dying. 9-year-old, 15-year-old, is this how this will continue?
Yeah, I understand the sentiment. When people talk about this Israeli Middle East conflict, this sentiment, stop attacking Israel, Israel will stop attacking you. It's as simple as that. And then I understand Israel has a way of meeting every attack with incredible firepower, which of course comes with a lot of collateral damage.
That's true.
You got a lot of children dying, and then the world can actually be very hypocritical. So they'll just forget the fact that these guys were first attacked, and then they will now be talking about the fact that Israel now came down on them. It doesn't also make sense. So conflict means stop attacking, we'll stop attacking you. And then when both sides, when the major side that's is attacking denounces violence, at least there will be a common ground. There will be a good ground for negotiations, for discussions, and then for possible or final end to the conflict. But I don't really approach this Israeli-Palestinian conflict or any Middle Eastern conflict from the area of unnecessary sentiment.
True.
Because the point is,
Israel has been through so much over the years.
Israel will always defend themselves, and they are strong. I think that's part of the things
really
that
strong.
makes people get crazy. That how can
They're
these
so
guys
small,
be?
Yeah, they're so powerful.
Exactly. How can these guys be so small and so powerful? The point is, they are strong, and you can't do anything about
and
it.
Then they
You
have
can only
the backing of the
postulate.
United States.
You can only postulate up and down the way you want to postulate. Shout on your screen, talk all you want to do, but once you attack them, auntie brother, your own don't
They're
go.
getting it back. Oh well.
All right, moving forward, and this will be our last story for today. WAFCON postponement frustrating Nadozie. All right, the story has it that the Super Falcons goalkeeper Chiamaka Nadozie has expressed disappointment over the postponement of the 2026 Women's Africa Cup of Nations. The tournament initially scheduled for March 17 to April 3rd has been rescheduled by the Confederation of African Football to July 25th to August 16th. The competition has experienced disruptions in recent editions following the cancellation of the 2020 tournament, while the 2024 edition was held in 2025. The 2026 tournament also serves as part of the qualification pathway for the 2027 FIFA Women's World Cup in Brazil, with CAF citing commercial and logistical reasons for the postponement. Nadozie and her teammates have been scheduled to begin a 10-day training camp ahead of their quest for an 11th continental title before the announcement. We, the players, are not happy about it, she told The Guardian. We don't know the reason behind it. We were all prepared. We left our clubs hoping to go to the WAFCON. I know the fans are angry. It's frustrating for me too, because some of my family members already got their tickets while others had applied for visas. Despite her disappointments, the goalkeeper remains optimistic about the growth of women's football in Africa, with the tournament now expanded to 16 teams. She also highlighted the rising quality across the continent, pointing to Malawi's Tabitha Chawinga and Temwa Chawinga as standout players.
Well, of course, it is frustrating. The fact that they keep rescheduling the WAFCON Cup time and time again. It's not nice now. And then, just like she said, the people already bought visas and everybody already had their plans in place. Well, they just hope that this particular day they have gotten or they have placed, they just stick to it, hopefully. And I just love the fact that it just seems like the team is ready, and it just spells readiness for me. And I just hope that they will carry the same energy despite the length in duration. I just feel like they should carry that energy and bring the cup home at the end of the match of the cup.
Of course, and certainly we are wishing the Super Falcons all the best. We just want them to make Nigeria proud and go out there and still rule as the Queen of Africa.
True talk, true talk.
All right, this is where we are going to be wrapping it up this morning on Good Morning Coast City, Esther.
Yeah, like I always say, thank you for joining us. If you're listening to the sound, this is Chike and Esther right here on Good Morning Coast City on Going Radio 106.9 FM. It's always an amazing time spent here with you. When we give you the charge, keep you informed with top news or latest news on the hour. And yeah, we just hope that you have an amazing day. Just go out there and enjoy the rest of your day. Okay. Have an amazing close to April. Although we'll be seeing you tomorrow, same time. Same station, Abby.
Yeah. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, guys.